Ladies and gentlemen, the following another great episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the Monarch of Mardi Gras, the Baroness of Bourbon Street. When she's not co-hosting Ringside Society, she's on crazy misadventures, such as shopping for DeLoreans, going back to 1885 for freshly turned butter, and picking fights with random people while dressed up as Water Road Warriors. Louisiana's own Kathy Knight. In the second corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He's the Trackletart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the third corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. No cap. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight, joining us for this special episode, is a man who made himself known at AEW, kicked ass at AEW, all the while dressed up as America's favorite canine sleuth. Everybody joining us tonight on the show, All Elite Scooby Doo!
Woo!
And he's also 1-0 at AEW, so he's undefeated. So, yeah.
Thank you guys for introducing me. Thank you guys for having me at your show, man.
No problem, man. Thank you for actually agreeing to be on our show with us. We know you got a lot of things going on, but we really appreciate you taking time out to be on our show. We haven't had you on here in a long time. We had your brother, the Diamond Sheik, on here several months ago, and man, I tell you, man, I keep saying this, man. We're so proud of your brother, man. The journey he's taken from being a 15 minutes of fandom guest to training at the Nightmare Factory to now being an actual professional wrestler and even making his debut on AEW Dark. We're very proud of that, man. And it's funny because we have you to thank, because if we had never seen you in that crowd wearing that outfit, and we weren't making fun of you, we like the fact that you stood out. Trust me, if it's any consolation, I saw a young lady with pink hair on the SummerSlam pre-show. I'm working on getting her on the show right now. Oh, and y'all heard it here first. The crying CM Punk fan will be on our show this Wednesday. So y'all definitely make sure y'all actually tune in for that. But yeah, man, it's all because of you. We would never really gotten to interview the Diamond Sheik. We probably wouldn't have even known of him until AEW. So thank you for that, man. Really and truly. But AEW All Out, man. Who's ready for that tomorrow?
Oh, I'm ready. It looks like an awesome card. All 10 matches. Woo!
Yeah, 10 matches. Oh man, card looks crazy. Woo, man. I like what I see, and I see what I like. So let's go ahead and run down the card real quick. So for those of you that are in the chat room, feel free to actually give your actual opinions on who you think is going to win or what things going to happen. We really and truly appreciate your input as well too. This is not that just because you're not actually on the actual show doesn't mean you can't take part in our chat rooms. So the first match that we have it's actually on the pre-show. It's a 10-man tag team match featuring the Best Friends, which is the combination of Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta, joining forces with the Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus, and they'll be accompanied by Marco Stunt, versus the Hardy Family Office, HFO, which is Matt Hardy, Private Party, which is Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, and They'll be joining forces with the Hybrid 2, which is Angelico and Jack Evans. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So I think this is going to be like a big fight. There's a lot of people, a lot of moving parts in it, but I think Best Friends and Jurassic Express will probably take it.
Awesome. Cool. Rob, how about you? Who you got?
You know what? Yeah, I agree with Kathy. It's going to be a big fight and stuff, and I think the best friends are going to get it. I mean, I can't go wrong with Orange Cassidy and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I love those guys. They're awesome. You know what I mean? Plus, their theme songs were all so I mean, it's going to get me hyped. So I'm going to go with the best friends.
Nice. Scooby, who you got, man?
Man, it's a tough decision. Look, everybody's got their own momentum going on. I know Jurassic Express right now, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, they're kind of on a bit of a losing streak at the moment with their tag team matches, but everybody is always behind them no matter what. That's the thing. Everyone is behind them. With Orange Cassidy, no matter where you go, everyone's always behind him. And especially we're in Chicago, you best have to believe that when Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy meet and we hear delete, oh, with his hands in his pocket, it's about to go wild. But I'm going with the Best Friends and Jurassic Express.
Awesome. I'm gonna go with the Best Friends on this, but I'm gonna make another prediction too. And my prediction is this: Butcher or Blade are gonna get involved. And who's gonna actually come out to actually save the day? It's gonna be Trent. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be brave and say this: Butcher, Blade, and the Bunny, because they're still part of HFO. They're still part of the Hardy family office. Butcher, Blade, and Bunny are gonna get involved, and Trent and Chris Statlander are gonna make the save. That's what I'm going with. Trent's gonna make his return. But yeah, the Best Friends are definitely going to take this.
I was about to say, do you guys believe there might be a little bit of dissension if Trent decides to come between Trent and Wheeler Yuta?
Yeah,
Can you repeat that again?
There could be, man. There could be some dissension. I don't know, man. Yeah. Woo.
Because
I don't know if I want to see Best Friends break up, man. I already went through the Undisputed Era breaking up, man. I don't know if my heart can take it.
It's like it started out with Trent and Chucky, and then Cassidy came in, Statlander came in, Trent's been injured, Wheeler Yuta came in, Trent decides to come back. Can they all coexist as best friends?
Oh, I think Remy might be paused. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Oh. 1 second.
Oh, there you
So
go.
the next match. The next match we have is going to be 21 woman. Oh man, this is going to be huge. A 21 woman casino battle royale for an AEW Women's World Championship match. Now here are the contenders. We have Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Tay Conti, Diamante, Penelope.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That was Penelope Ford.
Yeah, I got it here. It's Penelope Ford.
There we go.
Then it's Red Velvet. Hikaru Shida. You got Shida up in there. You got Jay Cargill. You got Kiera Hogan. Abaddon's up. Oh, here comes Remy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to switch to my computer for this. But we have Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, Abaddon, Layla Hirsch, Kylan King, Rebel, Jamie Hayter, Anna Jay, Riho, and Sky Blue. Who y'all going with? I mean, Kathy, who you going with?
So this is a stacked card. Like that's like who's who of AEW's women's division. And the people that I think are gonna stick out, Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill, and Jamie Hayter. And out of those, I'm gonna go with Thunder Rosa to take all of it.
You know, I think I was looking at that too. I was thinking I was going with Thunder Rosa also because I don't want to go against her and then run into her in a show and she chops me, and then she gets her son to chop me, and then she gets her husband to chop me, and then Jeremiah chops me. I'm like, oh yes, but I think Sky Blue, since you know they had that little you know she got that contract, I think she's gonna make a nice run to the finals or whatever. She's gonna be that heartwarming story, but she's gonna get right there, but nah, she ain't gonna make it. If Thunder Rosa doesn't get it, I'm gonna go Jade Cargill. You know what I mean? She's been, yeah, I'm gonna go with her. If Thunder Rosa don't get it, I'm going with Jade.
Scooby, who you going with?
I got me thinking the final four. I got Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, Nyla Rosa, and you know, honestly, I'm gonna go with Red Velvet in the final four. I think Jamie Hayter is gonna. I think she's gonna get eliminated fifth, but then I think she's gonna bring Red Velvet down with her, which is why technically I'm saying the final four. I'm thinking the two is gonna be between Cargill and Rosa, and I think this is just my personal opinion. I love Rosa. Rosa and I, we know each other now since mission for her wrestling promotion that she's got going on for women's wrestling over in Austin right now. And pretty much I've had many conversations with her since the Indie Wrestling Expo back in August of 2020. And she's a down-to-earth person. Those that know who she is, they know the type of woman that she is inside and outside the ring. But for the purpose of the storyline that's being created here, I think Cargill has a lot of momentum riding on her as this wrestler. And especially she's making her presence known. If it's not in the ring, it's on social media. She's always talking about, oh, haters always bring me up. That's the thing. So people are going to bet against her. I'm going to be the one that's going to tell you she's going to win this one. She's going to win by a smidge, but she's going to win it.
Okay. So I'm going to go Jade Cargill versus Cargill versus that'd be a pretty good match. That would definitely be a pretty right there. But let's see. Who do I go with? Oh man, Kiera Hogan's in this thing too. Interesting. Britt Baker versus Jade Cargill would be a very interesting match. And it would definitely be interesting to see her and Jamie Hayter go up against each other too. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna have to go. It's gonna be so my final four is Red Velvets, and it's gonna be Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, and I would have to say Jamie Hayter. Because you know they're gonna tease that whole. I think they're gonna tease the whole. And it's not gonna happen right now. They just formed an alliance, but they're gonna tease the whole. What if Jamie Hayter wins this whole thing, and now she has to face Britt Baker? But it's not gonna happen. Those are gonna be my final four. Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill are gonna be the last two, and I think Thunder Rosa is actually gonna end up getting this win. I think that's what's gonna happen. Those two are definitely gonna get it. The next one yeah, Thunder Rosa definitely gonna get that one. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Red Velvet win either. I mean, she has a lot of heart, and she's worked very hard to get to where she is. And I had the opportunity and the pleasure of actually talking to her on the show when we were on Block Talk, and she's really cool people. Um,
I wonder who's going to eliminate Abaddon. Who's going to have the guts to do that? Who's going to have the guts to do that? That's kind of another storyline I want to see. Somebody going to come out. Or are they going to be like the power of Christ compels you or something? You know what I mean? They're going to come out with a cross, something. Oh, I want to see that.
Let's give you a team effort to take her down.
Well, a match I would like to see, and I just saw it too. I don't know if y'all caught Dark, but there's a woman by the name of Blair Onyx who fights kind of similar to Abaddon. So I'd like to see how that match would go. That'd be a very interesting interaction. I'd like to see that. The next match that we have is a singles match, and it's going to be Jon Moxley versus Japanese legend Satoshi Kojima. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So I gotta go with Jon Moxley. Pick him for everything. He's one of my favorites. It's probably going to be a brutal match, a hard-fought match, because I think they're both scrappers. But I think Moxley will probably pull this one out.
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, that lariat that Satoshi Kojima has, it's serious. Rob, who we going for this one, man?
Yeah, I'm with Kathy. I'm going with Moxley on this one, man. Like, every time I hear his music, I get pumped because Major League was one of my dad's favorite movies and stuff. I've watched that so many times as a kid, that and Lethal Weapon. And every time I hear Moxley come out, the wild thing, I just think, forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him a heater. So, yeah, Moxley's going to definitely go out there and give him a heater. And it's going to be brutal and stuff, and Moxley's going to win.
Awesome. Scooby, how about you? Who you got?
You know, it's crazy. I'm going with Moxley, but I just don't want anyone to sleep on Satoshi Kojima because, you know, I was looking at his match in Impact not that long ago, and I kind of see similarities with him and Mox's style of wrestling. They both have the aggressive, scrappy, like type of wrestler in both of them. That I feel like it's actually going to be a bloody match. Like, we're going to see blood spewing around the entire arena between those two.
I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Jon Moxley, but it's gonna be a hell of a fight. He's not gonna win this easily, and if that Larry hits him, it would not be surprising if Satoshi Kojima gets the pinfall. And I mean, Satoshi Kojima is an IWGP heavyweight champion, so he's definitely one of the badasses in New Japan. But I'm gonna have to give it to Jon Moxley. For some reason, I think Moxley's gonna pull this one out, but he's gonna put some respect on Satoshi. If he hasn't already, well, he's gonna put some respect, on Satoshi Kojima's name. And if he has put respect on it, he's gonna put some more. I'm gonna go with Moxley on this one. So the next match we have is Paul White versus QT Marshall with Aaron Solo and Nick Comoroto in a singles match. Ooh, okay, Kathy, who we going for this one?
So I know QT is gonna have Aaron and Nick in his corner. The whole numbers game. But I mean, this is Paul White. He's huge. Like, he could take on 3 people. I see maybe Aaron and Nick trying to get in the match, but they might like botch it to where like Paul White ends up winning, or he just wins on his own. So I'm gonna go with Paul White.
Ooh. Rob, how about you?
I was thinking about that, going with Paul White to win, but you know what? I'm going to go QT Marshall because I think he's going to have a couple things up his sleeve, like maybe a couple people come in and interfere, like maybe Austin Green and maybe a Sheik of some diamonds or something, man. Maybe, interfere, throw some money in his face or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'll never doubt, the factory at QT Marshall, but I'm going to go with QT Marshall. I think he's going to get the win somehow.
Ooh, wow. How about you, Scooby? Who are you going with?
I think it's going to be QT. I hate going against Paul White. Paul White's a great guy outside the ring. I remember meeting him in a conference a long time ago, 2014. He came to a Comic-Con back in Georgia, and boy, I tell you, he is huge. He is tall. Imagine the tallest person you've seen. He's taller than that. That's how tall he is. Like, he's huge. So I think the Gun Club, based off of what I saw and how they kind of teased maybe joining forces with QT, I think the Gun Club is going to probably come in and interfere with Paul White. And I feel like QT might have maybe some brass knuckles, or he might have something up his sleeve to bring down Paul White.
I'm gonna have to go with QT on this because QT has so many people on his side. He has, whole, and I've seen some of these guys, not just Nick Camarado. So for those of y'all who don't know, there's a certain young man who's also on QT's side by the name of the bodyguard Austin Green. I know Diamond Sheik knows a lot about him too. And I tell y'all, Austin Green ain't no slouch. So I'm surprised Kazarian got the win over him, but yeah, he has people like that. He has people like that on his side. So
don't underestimate the Nightmare Factory.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. We have had so many of them on here right now. I believe when you say that. But I'm gonna go with QT Marshall on this one. So the next match we have is a singles match. Chris Jericho versus MJF. If Chris Jericho loses, he must retire from in-ring competition. Kathy, who you got?
Ooh, man. This is a lot. It's loaded. We had like the 5 labors of Jericho. He ended up losing to MJF, and then this is like a final match. I don't know. So I circled Chris Jericho. I think he still has more fight in him, and I don't think he's ready to retire yet. But it would be a really big thing if MJF retired him. So, but I'm gonna still go with Chris Jericho.
Ooh. Rob, who you got?
Yeah, I'm Chris Jericho retiring. I thought I would never see the day or anything. Like, man, I'm trying to think. Like, if he does, can he be like a manager, walking around doing something? Like, I don't know. But you know what? I'm gonna go with MJF. I'm gonna go with the young guy. You know what I mean? He's a man right now and stuff. Man, I like what he's doing in and out of the ring and stuff. But yeah, man, Jericho retiring. Oh man, I hate to do it, but I guess I'm gonna go MJF.
Ooh. Who you going with?
This reminds me of one of the situations similar to Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker back at WrestleMania 25 and WrestleMania 26. Everyone wanted Shawn Michaels to beat the streak. They wanted Michaels to beat the streak. 25 was probably one of the best matches between them. 26, if Shawn lost, Shawn would retire. And everyone thought, well, is Shawn Michaels going to retire one more time? And he did. And he kept his word. He came back only for one match. In the 11 years that he's been retired, he's only came back for one match. He refed one in 2012, but he came back with Triple H to take on Undertaker and Kane. I think it's going to be one of those unsolved mysteries of whether Jericho will ever beat MJF. I'm going to go with MJF on this one. And I'm only saying this because the way Jericho is promoting himself right now outside the ring is that he's touring with Fozzy. He has his Jericho Cruise going on. That Jericho Cruise isn't just a one-time wheeling deal. That's something that can last for 20 years, for 30 years. And I think Jericho wants to be able to showcase more young talent as they're coming into the cruise and do different things along that route. Maybe if he wants to continue with AEW, continue as a commentator, continue as a manager, it sucks to say it because Jericho's had an illustrious career. I think this run in AEW has been his best ever in his career. I top it off from the list of Jericho. I top it off from the man who won the Undisputed Champion, the time that he turned heel and threw Shawn Michaels into the TV. That tops all of that. He knows what it takes to play any role in the wrestling business. But I think this unsolved mystery of whether he can beat MJF is just going to haunt him for the rest of his life. And that's just going to be one of those things that we have to deal with as wrestling fans. So unfortunately, I hate this guy with a passion. I want to strangle the hell out of MJF. But he is the young gun, and I got to go with him, man.
All right. So I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to go with Chris Jericho because I mean, he's lost to MJF twice. They say third time is the charm. And I don't think they've let Chris Jericho go out like that. Like, nah, I think this time he's definitely gonna beat MJ. I mean, what you said sounds like pretty reasonable. That he could go like he has like he's touring with Fozzy. He has Jericho who's coming up. And he would make a good manager or a good commentator or whatnot. I mean, we've all heard him on commentary before. I don't think he's just done yet. I think he has. I think he's gonna get this. He's definitely gonna get this win tomorrow night. But he's gonna have to go through the whole pinnacle and whatnot. He's gonna have to go through that, and I think he's gonna come out on top. Although it would be interesting to hear MJF brag about actually win and have him come out on like Elevation or Dynamite and be like, yeah, I retired Chris Jericho. No more this, no more that, no more Painkiller, no more Fozzy, no more crappy fans, Judas and whatnot. I no longer have to hear that song. I could see MJF doing saying something like that. But I will say this, MJF is definitely one of the best heels. At only 25, that guy, woo, he's definitely killing it. And it's only a matter of time until he becomes a top heel somewhere. I've followed him since his days in MLW. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of sorry that he didn't bring his I forgot what the name of his crew was, but it was him, this other guy that goes by the name of most marketable, Alexander Hammerstone and Gino with him. That would have been interesting, but that's wrestling for you, you know. But yeah, he's definitely for at such a young age, definitely played the heel role well. And I don't know why people say, oh, he's Miz 2.0. I'm like, no, they're two different people. Miz is a movie star. MJF is like a trust fund baby, pretty much. Like, his father runs a business and he actually, lives off his father's money. So, I mean, unless I'm missing something to miss, yeah, they're not the same.
Remy, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's because of the hair, man. They both look similar because of it. Everyone teases about it. I've teased about it once. It's just a joke all the time. But if we want to talk about both, Miz is only good off screen. MJF could do both off screen and on screen if he wanted to at the age of 25. Miz at the age of 25 was going for reality TV. He didn't know what the hell wrestling was. He didn't understand what it meant to take a bump, take a hit, take a suplex, take whatever. MJF at 25, even though he didn't win any champions in AEW, he's already made himself the top heel or one of the top heels in the wrestling business. And that's something Miz can never, ever touch.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, but we all know Miz. Miz is good, but he's kind of like, I don't get me wrong, he's actually improved himself from being a reality TV star to a legit professional wrestler. But in my opinion, I think Miz is limited. I think that he's only good in WWE. He's only good on the mic. We all know John Morrison was the better too. Just that, apparently, according to certain dirt sheets, backstage politics had something to do with it. I'm not going to get into it because then you'll hear people saying, oh, Remy said this, and I don't like people quoting me on certain things. So, but my opinion, this is more is limited compared to like MJF. And not saying he's not good on the mic, but MJF just hasn't in comparison to between the two of them. So the next match we have is a singles match. Whew, this is going to be a hard hitter. Somebody's probably going to bleed in this one. Singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. Defending champion Miro versus Eddie Kingston, the Mad King. Woo. Kathy, we going for this one?
Yeah, Phew is right. They are like two bulls hitting each other, but I don't know. Eddie's gonna take it to Miro. but I have Miro circled. I think he's gonna retain, but he's not gonna retain without having a fight. That's for sure.
Rob, how about you? Who you going with?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a hard hitting fight. It's like Big E said, two big meaty men bumping meat in that match. Oh my lord! Oh man, yeah. You know what? I'm going Eddie Kingston. I think he's gonna finally, get Miro, and he's gonna take that TNT championship. You know what I mean? Finally get something, man. I like Eddie Kingston. He's awesome. Plus, he can work the mic too, and all. Oh man, yeah. I hope Eddie Kingston can do it.
Scooby, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Miro, but I'm also gonna put a prediction in there. I think someone's gonna come and debut in AEW. And if
Okay.
you know who I'm talking
At that match, in that match?
uh-huh. I think it's gonna be a certain woman.
Oh. Woo. Yeah, is that person's contract up yet?
I think the 90 days clause is up.
Yikes.
I mean, the firings happen in the summer, so usually it's a 90-day wrestling clause where they can't come to any other promotion. I don't know.
Interesting.
This might be onto something.
But
Yeah, I didn't think about
It
that.
just might be onto something.
my thing is, can Miro hold it down by himself without a manager? But let's think about it. When Miro was high in his wrestling career, he always had someone with him. Whether it was Aiden English and Rusev Day, that we're gonna go and break the fourth wall on that, or it was with his wife. But this is him doing it by himself for the first time. So I don't know. It's tricky.
Wow. Yeah, that's that's a hard match to call for me because I'm familiar with Eddie Kingston's craziness. Like the man can go in like hardcore situations, and Rusev lucky this is not a hardcore situation because even if he won against Eddie Kingston in a hardcore match, he probably would have never been the same. A la Randy Orton versus Mick Foley back in 2004. He was never the same, not really the same after that hardcore match. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Miro, but Miro's gonna be shook. I mean, even though it's not a no DQ match, this is gonna mess this man. Rusev, Connor Rusev. Miro is gonna win. Is barely gonna get the win. That's what I'm going with.
I actually want to note something too. Lana on her Instagram put this certain quote and put 90 days is over. You know what that means? 4 question marks.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. She must get to Moose and Squirrel. I hope she comes back like that. Do you think she's going to do that? She's going to be rushing.
I don't know, man. This
Wow.
is with her being in there. It opens a lot of doors though, because I think with her being there, does that create a wave for him in the future? Does that help Miro's like character in the future? Does it help him out? Does it help him build to the top tier of the card, or does it keep him on the TNT level?
Good question. He definitely should have been one of the top contenders in WWE for that for either the WWE or the Universal title. The next match we have a steel cage match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. We have the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, with Brandon Cutler defending their titles against the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Cero Miedo, and Ray Fenix, with Alex Abrahantes in their corner. Kathy, what you got for this one?
Oh man, I don't know. You put the Lucha Brothers in a cage? That's crazy. Like They are gonna do some crazy stuff. I didn't even pick, like, I didn't even circle anybody. I don't even know. Is it still where the Young Bucks lose? Like, they quit wrestling? Is that still going on? Does anybody
I
know?
don't think so.
I don't
I don't think
know.
so.
I don't know if they're continuing with that stipulation or not. They have
Okay.
emphasized.
Because if I don't think they're really to, I don't think they're ready to retire yet, so I'd go with them. But if not, then I think we might have some new tag team champions of the Lucha Brothers because they're crazy in the ring without a cage. Imagine what they're gonna do in a cage. So I think I'm gonna go with the Lucha Brothers.
Ooh, I don't think the Young Bucks have ever teamed have ever fought in a cage before. I don't think they ever have. I could be wrong though. But Rob, who you going with?
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the Lucha Brothers. I think they're finally going to end the Young Bucks' reign, and I'm sitting here debating on like who's gonna do the craziest spot from the top of the cage. Who's gonna get up there and do like 2 backflips, or jump up and do 2 shooting star press or something. One of those 4 dudes are gonna go in there and do something crazy, or if not all 4 of them are gonna do something wild. And I'm just gonna sit there on the edge of my seat and watch. But I think the Lucha Brothers. I think they're finally gonna get it. They're gonna get the belts and stuff, and yeah, and end the Young Bucks' reign.
Okay, who you going with?
I was with Kathy on this one. I was stuck, honestly, because they both have a case to winning the match. Lucha Bros, they're overdue for tag team title runs. They are overdue for a run since the beginning of AEW. But then I'm thinking to myself, how historic would it be for the Young Bucks to hold the titles for 1,000 days? So I'm thinking, and are we going with history being made for new champions, or history being made for the longest reigning tag team champions of all time in AEW? For that, man, just because of that, I'm going with the Young Bucks. It's like, I'm going to say right now, we're going to see a package pile driver going through a table, maybe from the top of the steel cage or something like that, which I'm not going to be surprised if I see something like that between those 4. I'm definitely going to be seeing someone going on the top, maybe Phoenix. Phoenix is going on the top. He's going to go from the top of the cage and down to the ground. It's going to be something insane, something crazy. Even Tax, I feel like, will be in this match. Tax, tables, you name any weapon, it's going to be in there. But I think the Young Bucks are going to have the slightest edge just because they, I want to say, in recent months had just found their persona.
Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna have to go in terms of this match. I'm gonna definitely go with. I'm gonna go with the Lucha Bros. This is definitely gonna be. It's definitely gonna be bloody. Um, the Young Bucks, they have the experience as a tag team, to my knowledge. They're great at tag teams, but y'all know when Penta hits that 3rd year, he gets crazy. He gets sadistic. He has a killer instinct that's scary. And I don't think the Young Bucks can handle a guy like that. Like a guy that literally will get thumbtacks, a guy that wants to break fingers and body parts and all that. I'm gonna have to go to the Lucha Brothers. I'm definitely gonna go to Lucha Brothers on this one. So the next match that we have is a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. The defending champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, with her trusty, I guess, assistant, Rebel, versus everyone's favorite Statlander. With
This one's gonna be crazy too, especially after what Chris did on Rampage. That was crazy, like holding 2 women at once and body slamming them. That was awesome. I think Chris is gonna take Britt to the limit, but Britt's somehow gonna end up still being champion. So I'm gonna go with Britt.
Okay. Rob, how about you? Who you got?
Yeah, I agree with Kathy on this one. I think Britt Baker's gonna win this one. I don't see her losing the title anytime soon. Chris Statlander, yeah, she's gonna go in there. It's gonna be a good match. I'm gonna enjoy this match and stuff, and I want to see what kind of feats of strength she can pull. But yeah, Britt Baker's gonna get it at the end. I think she's gonna, continue this reign, maybe until Thunder Rosa cashes in that, win that thing or later on or whatever. She'll finally lose it. But yeah, I get Britt Baker.
Okay. Scooby, how about you? Who you going with?
DMD. Enough said.
Okay. I'm gonna go with DMD too. She's worked hard and pretty much the face of AEW. And yeah, she's playing right now, but at the same time, she's playing it well. And then she has her crew with her. Yeah, Chris Statlander has the best friends, but she also has her little crew with her as well too. So I really and truly think that not Chris Statlander, but Britt Baker is definitely gonna she's gonna retain. Um, Although I would stand out or work to it, I wouldn't mind seeing her go against like a Jade Cargill or um, anybody else that wins that battle royal. But yeah, Britt Baker. I got Britt Baker. She's definitely gonna take this. Um, so the next match that we have is for the in a singles match. It's gonna be the best in the world, CM Punk. Who you got for this one?
So this is kind of like MJF and Jericho a little bit. You got a veteran and a young guy. Does CM Punk win his debut match? Does does he give the push to Darby? But I guess I circled CM Punk, so I guess I'll go with that.
Cool. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with CM Punk. I honestly can't. I don't think he's gonna lose his first match back after like 6, 7, 8 years or whatever. Darby Allin, I think even if he's gonna lose or whatever, he's still gonna be elevated and all because that was CM Punk's first match back, and that was his first opponent, Darby Allin. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he chose him of all people. So I'm gonna go CM Punk. He's gonna get this one, but yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna be excited to see this match because. Yeah, we ain't seen CM Punk in a long time. I want to know if you got that show that ring rust, if he still got it or whatnot.
Who you got?
You're in Chicago. You don't let CM Punk win, you're gonna riot. That's your point. But I'm gonna make a prediction as well. Now, if CM Punk and Darby main event All Out, I smell a debut. Because I see 2.0 coming out with Daniel Garcia, and I see them coming beating up Darby, CM Punk, and Sting. But I have a feeling, because they've been teasing his debut to come on September 22nd in New York, I have Bryan Danielson maybe coming to make the save. But that only happens if CM Punk and Darby Allin main event All Out.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
We lose Remy.
I think he got frozen.
I just want to
I
start
like
singing "Let It Go" because you said Frozen.
yeah.
Let it go.
I do like the Bryan Danielson thing coming. I was gonna say something about him, but I was thinking of another match, the match we're getting ready to get to. of him debuting.
That's
I got a different philosophy from you on that, so I can't wait to hear.
definitely going
I got
to be a hot match.
Oh, kind of hear him. There he is.
That's right.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, here we go. We get 2 for the price of 1.
I'm back.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
I do like the Bryan Danielson thing.
That's a really big delay there.
Oh, yeah.
We said that like 2 minutes ago.
Uh-huh. We hit a wormhole or something.
Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. But yeah, you're Brian. Yeah, Brian. I can see that happening. But you know, I'm gonna say this: CM Punk's gonna win. It's Chicago, it's his hometown, and he hasn't been back in he hasn't been in the ring in 7 years. So I don't see him losing. You say 2.0 and Daniel Garcia are gonna come out and attack them. It wouldn't surprise me if this has something to do with Colt Cabana as well too. And I see it happen. I got a good. I can't really fathom what it is, but I got a feeling there's going to be some interaction between Colt Cabana and CM Punk. For those of y'all that don't know or aren't familiar, Colt Cabana and CM Punk were actually once not just part of a tag team, but part of a stable called the Second City Saints with Ace Steel. And if you don't know who Ace Steel is, well, he's the guy that played Donald Trump and had that match against Rosie O'Donnell back on Raw how many years ago. So that was Ace Steel. He was once signed to WWE. But CM Punk and Colt Cabana are best friends, and they've been teasing that the Dark Order is actually going through some dissension right now. So it would not be surprising if somehow Colt Cabana has some interaction or something to do with that match. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna make that prediction right there. Daniel Bryan, I could see Bryan Danielson happening. That's a pretty good prediction as well. But CM Punk got this. The last match that we have, the main event, it's a singles match for the AEW World Championship. It's the defending champion, Kenny, by God, Omega, one half of the Golden Lovers and the Cleaner, versus Captain Charisma, Christian Cage. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So Christian's already the Impact champion. He won it from Kenny. It would be cool if we got Christian 2 champs, but I don't know. I think Kenny might retain. I don't know who's gonna end up beating him, but I don't think it's Christian. So I'm gonna go with Kenny.
All right. Rob, how about you?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good match and all, but I think, Kenny Omega is going to retain. I think he's going to keep the belt. And then after the match, he's going to sit there celebrating like, I beat everybody, da-da-da. And Bryan Danielson's going to come out or something like, I'm here now, da-da-da. And I think they're going to have a little feud with that, That's where I think he's going to come in. So I think that's going to happen. That's kind of a hot take I'm going to have. Bryan Danielson's going to come in and after the match, challenge Kenny Omega.
Okay, Scooby, who you got?
So, I honestly think it's going to be Christian. And here's why I say that. Because this ties in with MJF versus Chris Jericho's match of my prediction. That if MJF wins and Christian wins, MJF is going to be the next contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. We could see the pinnacle all going up to the top. That's the thinking I'm having behind this, because you already have put MJF in the world title hunt against Jon Moxley at one point, and he's already have solidified himself as the leader of the pinnacle. He's had his rivalry with Jericho. What's next for him? Maybe Sammy Guevara coming back to defend Jericho's honor if he beats Jericho, or whatever it may be, but I don't know what else is there for MJF. What's left for him? Now it's time to get that world title.
Ooh. MJF versus Kenny Omega. Oh man, I would love that. They probably would never let that happen, though, heel versus heel. But it would be interesting to see an interaction where, because you know your boy does tell Kenny Omega's opponents something. It would be very amazing to see what he would tell MJF and the smart
Uh-oh.
Lost him
He
again.
left us again. Oh, man. I was trying to see when Adam Cole's thing expired. He was on the 90-day thing because I was like, man, he might hop in on that Britt Baker match or whatever. Cause I don't know. He just let his contract run out and just. But apparently, I'm looking at stuff now. I guess he's like still talking, trying to get an extension. I guess.
Chris could body slam both of them. That'd be cool. Adam and Britt, one again.
That's right.
Oh, there was Remy.
I don't know what's going on. Bad internet connection. But I could see Tully Blanchard definitely. I could see Don Callis telling MJF something like, "Oh, when Kenny was your age, he was destined," and and then him trying to like down talk MJF. But it would be funny to see Tully Blanchard go and tell Don Callis, when you were busy being the jackal, or Tully Blanchard would say, when you were busy being a jackass in WWE, I was actually part of one of the best stables in wrestling history, the Four Horsemen, having classic matches against Dusty Rhodes. I could see those two old men going back and forth. Tully would obviously win because everybody knows who Tully Blanchard is. Well, that's a wrestling fan, hardcore wrestling fan, especially if they've been watching since the 80s. They know who Tully Blanchard is. Not a lot of people know who Don Callis is unless they're, from Canada, which is where he's from. I barely remember the guy as the Jackal from the Truth Commission. And I hadn't seen, once he left, I hadn't seen him since then. It was only like, 5 years ago, the guy pops up in New Japan. And I'm like, okay, this guy is good on the mic. Wait a minute, that's the Jackal? He was a wrestler? Jeez, he aged, he kind of aged. But wow, I did not know that was him. I didn't even recognize him. But Kenny Omega versus MJF, that would be a pretty good matchup. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's a good thing. I wouldn't mind seeing the Pinnacle like just rise up and just get all the titles. That'd be pretty good. I always say the best stable is a stable that has all the titles in like at once in the company. And I saw that with the Four Horsemen, and I've seen that with Evolution, and most recently Undisputed Era. So yeah, but Kenny's definitely going to retain though. I don't see Christian beating him. He already beat him for the Impact title. I don't see him winning this AEW World title. Although there's a certain young man who has been skipped. Adam Page. He is still due a title match. So that may be the guy to beat Kenny Omega. Yeah. So that was the AEW All Out card for tomorrow that we just reviewed. So anybody have any last minute predictions before we close the show?
I'll do a hot take. Adam Cole's gonna come out there in the Britt Baker match and hit Orange Cassidy with a Panama Sunrise. That's just a hot take.
Okay. Okay, Kathy, how about you? Any predictions?
Pretty much just what Scooby was saying. Maybe one coming out in Miro's match, and maybe Bryan Danielson shows up either like in CM Punk's match or maybe Kenny's match.
Okay. Scooby, any last minute predictions?
No predictions, man. I actually just want to give a thank you to Remy, to Kathy, and to Rob, actually, before we finish off with the show. I just want to say thank you guys for having me come on y'all's show and, allowing me to be part of this amazing predictions match card. I'm looking forward, and I know everyone on here is looking forward to watching AEW tomorrow, and definitely checking history being made and seeing how AEW is going to move forward with all the match results.
Okay. Well, I don't have any more predictions other than the ones I just talked. All I know is that cage match is gonna have blood and a lot of foreign objects in it. Eddie Kingston's match might have blood in it. And like I said, John Moxley is definitely gonna put some respect or more respect on Satoshi Kojima's name. I don't know if Moxley knows what he's getting into. I hope he's been studying the. He is no slouch. Like, the man's held the main title in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But other than that, I don't have anything else right now. But for those of y'all that are watching, if you have any predictions, we'll be having polls out on Twitter. We'll try to get them out earlier than usual, because I know normally we have them out 5-6 hours before showtime. But we'll try to make it happen at least 12 hours before showtime and so on. That way more people can actually participate. But yeah, if y'all got any for those of y'all watching, if y'all have any predictions of your own that you want to share, feel free to share them in the comment section as well. And with that being said, it is time for us to bid y'all adieu. My eyelids are getting sleepy, so that means it's time for a nap. But before I go to sleep for the night, real quick, Scooby, thank you very much for actually being on the show. We really and truly appreciate you, giving us another opportunity to have you back on. All the best with getting into wrestling. Hope you kind of put on a back burner for now due to some other reasons. But hope to get to see train and get back in that ring. And just like your brother, we'll be having the Scooby interview. We have a picture of you with the big logo, the ringside side logo right next to you, and so on. So we're definitely looking forward to that as well. Once that happens. And funny thing, you might want to watch out because somebody put RWA versus Nightmare Factory on Instagram. I'm like, damn, like we could be seeing Scooby versus the Diamond Sheik. That would be kind of like crazy. But
you already know who.
You kind of cut out. What'd you say?
I was like, you already know who would win that.
I don't know, man. I saw at that student showcase too. I saw your brother put and Austin Green put a hurting on those people, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
but I know one thing.
I was talking about the Diamond Sheik. You thought
Wow. Yeah, I would definitely sit down and see that match though. Yeah. But yeah, before we close the show, man, where can our fellow fans find you on social media if they want to talk wrestling? Find out when you're making your next appearance. Man, you've been all over the place. You've been in Mission Pro. You've been on AEW. I saw you at Poly Pro Wrestling. I was like, yo, Scooby doing it. Scooby making his name heard, man. But where can fans find you on social media?
Hey, man, make sure y'all go ahead and follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Do The Right Thing. That's DOO, The Right Thing. I'll actually be making an appearance on Palais Pro Wrestling on September 18th for their cheat code show in Arlington. So if y'all are going to be there, y'all can catch me over there, or you can catch it on Fight TV. So make sure y'all give it a watch. There's some actually crazy wrestlers out there. Fuego del Sol is going to be making an appearance there. I think Lance Archer might be coming for a small appearance. Cam Cole is the next main guy. He, in my opinion, he has the heel skills ability of MJF. That's how big this guy is. I'm telling you, you need to give it a watch. Give it a watch.
Oh, I know Cameron Cole. Kathy, if you don't know Cameron Cole, shame on you. You've been going to ROW, driving 5 hours from Louisiana to ROW for the last 2 or 3 years. If you don't know that man, shame on you. Rob, I expect you not to know him because you're all the way in Delaware. So you're more like Northeast, which is okay. That's fine. But I know who Cameron Cole is. Trust me. I've followed his career for, and you're right. The man is it's only a matter of time until somebody snaps him up. Definitely a great guy to watch in the ring. But yeah, y'all definitely go ahead and give Scooby a follow. He's a cool dude. Like I said, man, when this man makes his debut, it's gonna be something. Hey, real talk. Once you make that debut, let me know, man. We'll definitely have you back on the show as a main guest. We'll put the little ringside yin yang sign. Right. Ask your brother how we did it too. He was like, oh, you're a wrestler now, Diamond. Okay, well, pull up then, man. Let's talk about his wrestling career. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the training and whatnot, and that match where you put a beat down on them dudes. Come talk to your boy. So yeah, man. Once you make that wrestling training happen and you graduate, we gonna make that interview happen like a captain. But Kathy. Oh man, Kathy, the woman the only other woman besides my mother who makes me lose more hair from my head. Where can fans find you on social media if they want to, talk wrestling, if they want to be on the show? Where you at on social media?
So I'm on let's see, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Discord, and Twitter, all at BLUE70517. And speaking of Raw, I'll be at their next show on September 11th. So come say hi. The main event is Rex Andrews versus Will Alday. And one more thing, just to not put a damper on everything, but it's been a rough week in wrestling with Daphne passing away and stuff like that. If you guys ever need just anybody, you need somebody to talk to, my DMs are open to all my friends. So say hi. It only takes 1 second. And just tell people you love them, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. R.I.P. Daphne. Daphne. That came as a shock. I remember, being 16. I used to watch her on there, and she was definitely way before her time, and definitely entertaining to watch. And let's just be kind to each other, man. I mean, I've noticed on Twitter, fandom has been toxic. We here at Ringside Side, y'all know how we are already. Reason why we have 15 minutes of fandom is because we see you fans that are in the crowd, your dedication, showing your emotion, and we want to know your story. And like I said, our DMs are always open. Come by if you got an issue. Those of y'all that got me on Twitter, come say, hey, Remy, I'm feeling down. I'll listen to you. I mean, yeah, trust me, I'll definitely make time for you, but let's just be nice to each other. Let's just, just look out for each other, and let's just stop being toxic, man. Like, really, let's just be cool, man. Like, it's just sad what happened to Daphne, and we lost Hana Kimura too. I think today was her 1 year anniversary of passing away. Let's do better, folks, man. Like, real talk. Life is too short, for hating all that stuff. But where can fans find you on social media if they want to, talk wrestling? And where can bookers or promoters find you on social media when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Rob_Base82, and then Facebook and YouTube Rob Base.
Awesome. And if you want to find me on media, not have anything cool to say, you can find me on Twitter under @BRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. And you can also find our podcast on Twitter under @Ringside Society, Instagram under Ringside Society as well. We also have a Facebook group, and just put in Ringside Society, and you'll find us. And we're also on Twitch, Ringside Society 2019, which is where this episode is being streamed, or one of the platforms. And our other platform, our third platform aside from Facebook and Twitch, where this episode is being streamed, is actually YouTube. So definitely go ahead and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to all our videos. Don't just subscribe to the certain ones because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up and so on. So definitely subscribe to us as well. We have cool interviews like the Diamond Sheik interview, the Bodyguard Austin Green, numerous people from Nightmare Factory Class 2 and Class 1, and we even have legends like Princess Victoria and also Thunder Rosa's son Anakin Rosa. His first interview was actually on YouTube. So yeah, definitely follow us. And also we have a Teespring store. Yes, we were actually selling merch, and our Teespring store. Just go ahead and type in Ringside Society, you'll find it. Copper shirt, copper tank top, copper long sleeve shirt. Winter coming up, so that definitely comes in handy. All sales, all proceeds from those sales go towards keeping Ringside Society afloat. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. We really and truly appreciate you, taking time out to hear us out and hear our predictions for the AEW All Out card tomorrow. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on via our YouTube, Facebook group, or Twitch platforms, thank you very much in advance. And to those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we go away, well, I'm sorry, but like myself in the Golden Corral and Rob Bass at Hershey Theme Park in Pennsylvania, or Kathy at the Vignette store, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want everybody to know that we here at Ringside Society are very well and aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, not as any podcast. Hey, yo, Kathy Knight, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for everybody's favorite K9 Sleuth, All Elite Scooby Doo, and AEW All Out. What type of podcast are we?
All right. 3, 2, 1. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. So with that being said, we'll be back next Monday with another amazing episode. As a matter of fact, our next guest will be Nightmare Factory Class 1 graduate, Dom Damien. He actually won the Battle Royal at that student showcase. He'll be our guest at the, next Monday. But until then, we're still going through a pandemic. So until this pandemic is over, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Bye. Enjoy All Out tomorrow.